Hello, boys and girls. We are moving from multiplication of whole numbers to division of whole numbers. Today's lesson title is Use Sharing to Divide Two-Digit Divisors. Our objective is I can use place value in sharing to divide. There are steps to division, and I'm going to show you what is called box division. So steps for division. The first step is we divide. Step 2, we multiply. Step 3, we subtract. Step 4, compare. Step 5, bring up. Step 6, repeat. I know these steps look a little confusing, but you're going to understand them once we move into our example. So let's look at our notes. So the first thing you see in your notes is the steps for division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring up, and repeat. So we're going to use those steps to divide 42 into 795. First, let's look at the parts of a division. In fact, the 42 is what we call our divisor. This is the number we're using to divide into 795. The 795 is our dividend. And when we get an answer, it is called the quotient. So before I do any division, if you look at the bottom of your notes, you see I have multiplication facts. I took the divisor and multiplied from 42 times 1 all the way to 42 times 9. I wrote them out because I'm going to use this information to help me to divide. So let's move back up to our division problem. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my dividend and I'm going to write one number per box. So I have 7, 9, and 5. I'm sorry, let me move it over. And we're dividing by 42. So the first thing, let's look. Can I divide 42 into 7? Well, no, we can't because 42 is a lot bigger than 7. So we're just going to put a 0 here. So we're going to skip the division step and go straight to multiplication. 0 times 42 is 0. Then I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 0 is 7. I'm going to look at this 7. This is where we come in to compare. Is this 7 smaller than the 42? Why, yes, it is, because we said that earlier. So we're going to take this 7 and we're going to bring it up next to this 9. So now we have 79. And our next step is to repeat. So we're going to go all the way back up to step 1, which is to divide. I want to know how many times I can divide 42 into 79. Well, here's where our multiplication kicks in. We're going to look at our answers for each one. I want to get as close to 79 without going over. If I look, I have 42, 84. Well, 84 is too big. It's much bigger than 79, so I have to use the 42. So which means I can divide 42 into 79 one time. I multiply 42 by 1 to get 42. So I'm going to put my 1 above the 79. Then I go to my next step. I multiply 42 times 1, which is 42. I subtract. 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 minus 4 is 3. Now I'm going to go to my next step. I'm going to compare. I'm going to compare 37. Sorry, my ink pen went out. So let's do this in another color. I'm going to compare 37 and 42. Is 37 smaller than 42? Yes, it is. So which means we're doing good. We're still on a good track. So I'm going to go to my next step and bring 37 up next to the 5. So I have 3 and 7. Now I'm going to divide. I want to know how many times I can divide 42 into 375. Well, let's go down here and look. I want to get as close to 375 without going over. Okay, this is 126, 168, 210. I'm still good because I'm still going up. 252, 294. Okay, 336 and then 378. Well, 378 is bigger than 375, so I can't use that. I can use 336. So which means I can divide 42 into 375 8 times. So I'm going to put my 8 above this box. Go to my next step and multiply. 42 times 8 is 336. I'm going to subtract. Can't subtract 6 from 5, so I need to borrow. This 7 becomes a 6. This 5 becomes 15. So 6 from 15 is 9. 3 from 6 is 3. Let me compare. Is 39 smaller than 42? Yes, it is. Well, I don't have anything else left to bring up. So this 39 is what I have left over. So I'm put a R. The R stands for remainder. So I have a remainder of 39. So our quotient is 18 with a remainder of 39. That is our quotient. We don't have to put the 0 in front of it. So we just put our next one. 1, 8, remainder 39. That is our quotient. That is our answer to our division fact. I'm sorry, division problem. 18, remainder 39. I hope you understand. So if you don't, rewind the video and play it again. If you understand, go click the next slide to go to the quiz questions.